Going to put the handles on the two casseroles now. Start off with a wadge of clay. And basically you can do what you like for the first bit of the handle because you're just pulling it down in bits and pieces. And it says here summer to last another month, which is quite a pleasing thought. So it's a fairly old paper. So basically I'm just pulling the handles and I'm running my thumb up and down and just pulling nice and gentle. You want to try and take further than the actual end of the clay, but basically you're near enough not pulling anything by the time you get down to the bottom. If you pull too hard it'll snap off at the top. I tend to make my handles fairly even. If it gets you get a little bit of a back groove here if you don't watch it, so it's best to turn the handles round and concentrate on the back as well as the front. And eventually the front becomes the back and the back becomes the front. You might think I'm talking a load of nonsense, and I perhaps am. Okay, so when you've got the strap nice and thin, I tend to just snip off and just lay it there. Now that will take all the tackiness off here, and I usually leave it a little while, maybe half an hour before I attach the handles. Same thing happens. Keep spinning it round. Sometimes you might get a little air bubble in. You can try and pop it if you like. Make sure you pop it at the direction you're squeezing the air, or else you'll just reseal it and the air will stay in. Just have a little concentrate on the back of the handle as well. After all, I think I can just get one more handle out of this. And there we are, we'll just let these tack off now. Collect up my bits of clay. And that should be process one. Leave them for about 15 to 30 minutes, then come back because they're going to be very sticky. Clean. Right, here we are. Now the reason why I put these back on the same bats is because it's easy to move around. I'm not transferring them from surface to surface, and so it's not going to pick up any mess. Now basically what we're going to do now is put the handles on. I'll probably start with the top handle. Look for a if you just catch them right, you don't have to bother too much about slipping and messing around. Just score the surface, rub a little bit of water in. Now these handles have just had the tack taken off them, so I'm going to cut myself a handle out. Okay, they're still a bit damp and moist and a bit pliable, so maybe they are a little bit so nice. You can make the marks on them just to emphasize where you're sticking it on the pot. You can put little sprigs in. You can do what you like with the finishing off on your handle. Do nice little handles. Basically I'm just going to pop those there. I'll probably cut this a little bit too big, but we'll see how it goes. With them being shallow pots, they're a little bit hard when the wheel head is this big. You probably need a little bit of a smaller wheel head, or banding wheel should I say. You can just had to concentrate a little bit while I was doing that and lift them up. In that, right, drying hands time. No room on my newspaper, so I'm using a little bit of cardboard from the bee smoker, so just to dry my hands off, because if you got water on at this stage you cannot push efficiently onto the pot. And there we are, that's the first one done. Let's have a look at the handles. Well, I'll get away with it. Right, you see, you pick up a little bit of mess all the time. No matter how careful you are, it's always there. Just clean that off. Probably I would use another fresh little bit of paper, because you'll be picking bits off. Right. There we are, dry hands. Cut out the errors. Hands, hands, hands. Right, don't need that one. So I can rip a bit of paper off from here this time.